Tonight, an exclusive interview with a Palestinian who is the son of a founder of Hamas and who now says that he was an Israeli spy. Good evening, everyone. I'm Christiana Manpour, and welcome to the program. In the dark art of global espionage, the biggest coup is to place a mole inside the enemy leadership. All spy agencies try it. Now, the son of this man, Sheikh Hassan Youssef, a founding member of Hamas, says that he spent 10 years as a spy for Israel's Shin Bet intelligence service. In his new book, Mosab Hassan Youssef says that he turned against Hamas because he believed the group was killing people, quote, for no reason. The book and his story are controversial. Palestinians and members of Hamas are calling it part of the ongoing psychological warfare against them. His family has disowned him and say that he's been duped by an Israeli campaign to discredit the Palestinian cause. I spoke earlier with Mosab Hassan Youssef, and this program is the first of two parts. In tomorrow's broadcast, we'll dissect the book, analyze his claims with some Middle East experts. But we start with our interview with Mosab Hassan Youssef, author of Son of Hamas. Thank you for being here with us in the studio.
Thank you.
Mosab, your book is titled, as we said, Son of Hamas. Your father is Sheikh Hassan Youssef, a founder of Hamas. In the book, though, you said that you collaborated with Shin Bet, the Israeli intelligence agency. How did that happen? Why did that happen?
That happened when they offered me to work for them when I was arrested in 1996. And I accepted their offer. My goal was to be a double agent and attack them from inside.
So you started off saying that this is the enemy, they've arrested me, they're against the Palestinians, I'm going to attack them by pretending to work for them.
Yes.
But then you turned and you did start to work for them. That's what you say?
Yes.
How? Why?
After I was tortured by the Shin Bet themselves, who became my friends later on, I was transferred to prison, and Hamas leaders were torturing Hamas members.
So you're in jail, and you're seeing things in jail that turn you off Hamas, your people.
Yes, so I became confused about that, about who's really my enemy, and everybody's torturing everybody. Now, when I was released from jail, I decided I don't want to work for Shin Bet, I don't want to work for Hamas either. But I wanted to finish my promise to the Shin Bet respectfully. So I accepted to meet them, and I was surprised with the first rules that they gave me.
What did you promise them?
I promised to work for them. They didn't know that I wanted to be a double agent. So I didn't want just to turn my back. I wanted to meet them at least for once or a couple of times and say, I'm sorry, I cannot work for you.
And what did you want to do for them?
I was asked to collect information about suicide bombers and terrorists.
Were you doing this for money?
My goal wasn't to do it for money. It was to do it for my people, to attack Shin Bet, my enemies, who tortured me, who arrested my father, who killed our people. So, of course, it wasn't for money.
But the question is, you sound confused. You say that you wanted to be a double agent, you wanted to attack Shin Bet. That's why you were pretending to work for them, but then you decided really to work for them. That's what you say in your book.
Yes.
Why? What was your agenda?
Later on, I became a Christian during that time, the first few months, and I was convinced by the principle of loving your enemies. And I saw that my enemy, who I thought that they were my enemies, they had moralities, they had responsibilities more than my own people.
So you're saying that you found that the Israeli intelligence agency had more morality than your own people, than your own Palestinians. That's what you're saying?
Yes, I did. And it was a moral issue for me. My people don't understand this because they didn't have the same experience. At least the Shin Bet is an organization that committed to the Constitution. They have their own rules, and they respect the rules. Yes, there are mistakes, and they are responsible for killing civilians. And I admit that. And I'm witnessing for things like this, but this doesn't make them thirsty to kill Palestinians. Now, what Hamas is having something absolutely different. Hamas targets civilians. It's their goal to target civilians. And there is a difference if you're targeting a terrorist and there is civilian casualties.
Let's talk a little bit about you when you were a child in the West Bank growing up. The first Intifada happened in 1987. How old were you then?
I was 9 years old.
How did you take part in that? Were you one of the small children who threw rocks at Israeli soldiers?
The model for every Palestinian child is a mujahid or a fida'i or a fighter. So of course I wanted to be one at that point of my life. It's not my only dream. It's every child dream in that territory.
So what were you doing there during the first Intifada?
We participated in throwing stones even when I was a child. I was arrested when I was 10 years old. I was beaten by settlers and kidnapped, in fact, for throwing stones on settlers.
Those are the Jewish settlers in the West Bank?
Yes.
It is almost fantastical. How can this Palestinian young man, whose father is a founder of Hamas, completely switch sides with such passion as you're describing now? Many people are saying, how can this be true? Is this Israeli propaganda? Your own father has written from prison, where he still is, a statement. I, Sheikh Hassan Yusuf Daoud Dar Khalil, and my entire family, my wife, sons and daughters, declare that we fully, inclusively and exhaustively denounce our eldest son, Moscab. He said that you were a collaborator, collaborating with the enemy. He said that you're betraying the Palestinians, betraying Islam. How do you respond to that? I mean, is your father telling the truth?
My father is not telling his heart. My father is under lots of pressure and he's committed to his God. This is not my father's will. This is his God's will. And unfortunately, his God unskins my father's humanity by doing this. My father, I know his heart and I know that he loves me and I love him. But this is his God's will and he didn't have an escape from that.
Hamas is saying also that this is a psychological war being waged against the Palestinian people.
It is not. They're mistaken. It is not. I did what I did because I believed in it. And I am not working for the Israeli agenda or for the Israeli propaganda.
Why does your brother say it was full of lies, your book? All lies?
First of all, my brother didn't read my book yet. Second, it's for real, and we have witnessing from the Shin Bet from outside, and you can go yourself and check every fact that we described in the book.
So let's say what you're saying is what happened. Why did you do it? You talk with great passion about it. What were you hoping to achieve? You say peace, but how?
At that time, what I could do to stop killing people, even terrorists.
How was working for Shin Bet stopping killings of Palestinians?
First of all, as a Shin Bet agent, when I had information about someone, that helped arresting them. When the Shin Bet didn't have information who carried the attack, they had to hit randomly without, they didn't have specific targets. But when I specified that this person is responsible for that thing, and I had a condition that you don't kill that person. I remember once I had 5 suicide bombers in one place, and Ariel Sharon decided to drop a bomb on them, and I said I cannot kill them. First as a Christian, second as a Palestinian, those are my people, and those people don't understand what they're doing. Nobody did this in the Shin Bet, and this will show you that I wasn't working for the Shin Bet agendas. In fact, Shin Bet worked for my agendas.
So you're saying the information you provided prevented Palestinians, even suicide bombers, from being killed?
Yes.
It allowed the Shin Bet to arrest them?
10 years working for the Shin Bet, I am not responsible for killing even one terrorist. So I cared about my people. And why? Because I discovered that our problem is not with a terrorist. Our problem is not with a suicide bomber. Our problem was with their ideology, and they're absolutely victims of their ideology.
Is this for you a conflict between Islam, the religion of your birth, and Christianity, what you converted to, you keep talking about our God, their God.